As we look ahead to the 2024 season, there is no doubt that McLaren have emerged as a serious threat to Red Bull's dominance. But with some new faces and a major change in their technical department, will they be able to sustain their challenge or fall short once again? Before we dive into this video, I want to thank you all for your amazing support on the channel. You guys are awesome and I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the like button. It means a lot to me. Let's get started with the McLaren 2024 video. McLaren have been a bit of a roller coaster team in recent years. They tend to finish the season strong, but start off slow. This has been a pattern since 2020, when they surprised everyone by beating Racing Point to third place in the Constructors' Championship. In 2021, we expected them to be closer to Red Bull and Mercedes, but they were still far behind. In 2022, they looked promising in pre-season testing, but they failed to deliver on track. And in 2023, they had a terrible start, with a car that was barely in the top 10, but they made a huge turnaround and ended up as the second best team. McLaren have a rich history in F1, and I always root for them to be at the front. It's sad to see such a legendary team struggle, but they have made some moves that could change their fortunes in 2024. One of them was letting go of their technical director, James Key, who I think was holding them back. His philosophy in 2022 was not in line with the other teams, and the upgrades he brought to the car did not improve the pace. They even admitted that the upgrade they introduced in France in 2022 was a disaster, and they had to scrap everything from that season. They decided to focus on 2023, and they spent almost a year developing and fine-tuning a major upgrade package that they brought to Austria. That was a game changer for them. I discussed this in my Ferrari video, but minor upgrades usually give you about 0.2 seconds, while major upgrades can give you up to a second or more, depending on how much you change the car. And they changed a lot. They changed the floor concept, the sidebit design, the downwash effect, and the ride height. They got the car in the right window, and it worked. They transformed the car from a mediocre one to a very competitive one. They showed their progress in Singapore, where Lando Norris finished second, with some help from Carlos Sainz. The car was not as good as Ferrari, but it was much better than it was at the beginning of the year. It was a very successful car, and they did not bring any more upgrades to the last 4 races, because they were already working on 2024.